Happy Friday, everybody. It's just after 11 a.m. It's time for some Sherlock Holmes here on the broadcast today. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Good to see everyone. We had a great broadcast last night. I mean, aside from the chat going completely off the rails during the Q&A portion of the broadcast. My God. But despite that, we had a great broadcast. We learned a lot about Cthulhu-themed waifus, and apparently it's pronounced waifu, according to some person in chat. I don't understand. You'll have to watch the broadcast to figure that out. But we got pretty far in Sound Mind. I believe we're towards the end of that game now. Almost at the game's resolution, but it was great. We've had a wonderful week filled with great broadcasts. We got pretty far in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We defeated all of the cultists in Assassin's Creed Odyssey this last week, and then the week before we actually completed the primary plot of the main story. So we're going to be moving on from Assassin's Creed Odyssey here in a little bit. But as for Sherlock Holmes, even though we are close to the end of the primary case, A Mother's Love, we have a number of side quests and side cases and DLC cases to complete that we're going to be spending some time on today. As for the weekend, I still have a lot of work to do on my lore video, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get it done on time. I'll probably get it done on time, and if not by Saturday, then definitely by Sunday. Either way, you will be able to enjoy a new episode in the full story of Fallout Steel Dawn, Fallout 76 Steel Dawn. That's coming up. Now, as for today, I'll probably have to get up from the computer at around 2:20 or so my time, and then I should be back to be able to finish the broadcast, but just bear in mind I might have an interruption at around 2:20 my time. That's in about 3 hours. Good to see everybody on Facebook today. Jocelyn Ryan, who's responsible for derailing the chat last night. Thank you, Jocelyn. Milton, Jared, Mac, Michael, and Garrett with the first donation of stars in the broadcast today. Hi, Oxhorn, he says, and all in chat, I cannot stay today, but Ox, I think Horizon Zero Dawn 2 came out. Are you going to play it? And thank you for sharing the news on Cyberpunk Update. You're the best. You're welcome. You're right. Horizon Zero Dawn, well, Horizon Forbidden West, came out yesterday, but sadly only on consoles. The PC port won't be available for quite some time, probably about a year if the last one was anything to go by. So, though I do intend to play Horizon Forbidden West, I don't play on consoles. So, I gotta probably wait about a year before I'm gonna be able to tackle that game. That's the update there. And yeah, there was a big update for Cyberpunk 2077, including more player housing, better character customization, improved traffic and NPC crowds and stuff like that. So pretty big update. I share details about that on Twitter for those of you who are interested. Justin on Facebook with a very generous donation of stars. Thank you so much, Justin. And Jocelyn Ryan on Facebook with a donation of stars says, always glad to lend a tentacle. Oh, wait, hand. Go back to the original pronunciation for waifu. It was the right one. Then why did they tell me to say waifu? How am I supposed to know the correct pronunciation of this ridiculous made-up word? It's already invented. It's not even real. Waifu or waifu? Which one is right? I don't know. How do you know, Jocelyn? Is it waifu? All right, I'll take your word for it. You, after all, know about the game with tentacle waifus. So I'll consider you the expert there. Official news on the Oxhorn chat. Jocelyn Ryan is the official expert on waifus. Okay. And with that, we're going to stop talking about it. Thank you, Jocelyn Ryan. And it's good to see everybody else on YouTube today. All of the members and the regulars and the Patreon subscribers. Alt Grendel, Slatty Bartfast, both of whom have gold derbies. Brandon Beltfed, Adrian Parker, Sean Fernango with a gold derby. Caleb Sisk, Slatty Bartfast with a gold derby. I think I said him already. Good to see you again, Slatty Bartfast. Quinn Tyus with a gold derby. The Wandering Exile, Jocelyn Ryan, Radiant Zombie, Ian Chamberlain, Caleb Sisk, and Adrian Parker with the first super chat of the day. Hey Ox, hope your day is going well. Missed Scotch and Smoke Rings last night. Wasn't going to miss this. Going to rewatch yesterday's stream after this. So almost 2 years as a member. Awesome, Adrian. 2 years as a member. That's a huge amount of time. I'm so touched that you've been watching for so long. Yeah, and you missed quite a broadcast last night. So I encourage you to watch the replay. It was a lot of fun. Dylan Fisher says, pepper snuff time. That's right. Are you all ready for some more pepper snuff? Sherry? Pepper snuff? All right. There we go. Coffee time. Okay, so we were in the middle of this quest. We had just joined the club, and we were trying to find a way. What am I talking about? We had just... All right, I need to remind myself. Yeah, that's right. We had interviewed Heinrich von Kram. We need to talk with someone about this. Personal letter, Eric. Having a von Kram in the position of honorary consul is the only way to earn the respect of other countries. We read this. That's right. So we need to talk with his sister, his surviving sister, about this letter. Perhaps we're going to get some more information. He also claims to have noticed a specific floral scent at the moment of the shooting. Well, well. I guess I'm confused why we still have the compass marker on this one. We have found the club, and we completed John's challenge. Well, we need to go talk with her about this. We're going to have to find this again. On Bakersville Street between Vernet Street and Bonaparte Street, Southern Scaladio. There we go. All evidence collected there. All right, let's fast travel back there. Nicole Dutolt says, or Dutoit says, I finally get to watch your stream on a day I'm not working. I'm glad you made it to the broadcast. Hope you enjoy your day off. First time here, says Vol Aldo. Good to have you here, Vol Aldo. All right, where's... It's going to be down here and to the left.
Miss von Staub is awaiting the police, sir. Perhaps you might visit on another day.
Forgot I gotta dress up as a police officer to talk to her. Okay, back to wardrobe, back to officer.
Good day, officer. Miss von Staub awaits you in her boudoir.
Boudoir.
Going on a trip, miss?
No, I'm leaving permanently. This place brought me nothing but sorrow. I am sorry. What do you want?
I can't talk with her about that? What?
Thank you for your time, miss.
What?
Help me, please.
I'm sorry, but I can't help, officer.
Well, if we can't talk with her about that, who else is there? Oh, maybe the guy where we found the body. We found the Lamette. Okay, let's go to the crime scene. Oh, I don't have all evidence from the blind dueling club. I've only gotten key evidence. Well, that's got to be where I need to go. Well, then that means I got to talk with what's-his-name about it. Okay, well, to gain access, we've got to put our wardrobe back on. Yellow suit. Blind dueling club.
Please come.
We can't talk with him about it either.
I need to be elsewhere.
Okay, but we are missing some evidence here.
Look, Sherry, I'm head of the club.
All right, well, who can we talk to about this? We can't go back downstairs.
How often do you think they check the submission box? My application deserves prompt consideration.
Freddie Simmons says, one thing that really irks me about the Lamette revolver in the game, it looks nothing like an actual Lamette revolver. Google Lamette revolver if you want to see what I'm talking about. Well, I don't have time to right now, but I believe you. Look, I think this case is open and shut. I think the sister did it. The only problem is that she has alibis that confirm that she never left, even though her perfume was there. So, but that doesn't mean she didn't do it. She could have, but then why would somebody else wear her perfume? All right, well, we're missing something from this place. We only got key evidence, not all evidence. Let's do a quick run through of the battlefield here real quick to see if there was anything else we missed. Phil says, I'm going to invent a keyboard that can plug into a console just for you, Ox, so you can play console games. Lol. Love you, Ox. Oh, and then he says that I missed his super chat earlier. Sorry, Phil. Well, thank you very much. I'm sure they've got something like that, but I think a game has to be programmed to be bound to keyboard controls for it to work.
clever system.
That was it? What happened by pushing that? What just happened by pushing this? Did another door open up?
All these places are perfectly secluded, ideal for private duels.
Okay, well, crap. They didn't do a good job of showing me exactly what this did. What did this do? But that gave us all evidence collected. All evidence collected. All evidence collected. All evidence collected. Those are the three primary places that we've been. Alright, so it looks like I gotta make a deduction. There's no other character besides those two. Well, the only thing that really concerns me is like this. Oh, the compass mark is off on the picture now. This one still has a dialogue box above the head. We've gone to two of the primary suspects, tried to talk with them about this, and couldn't. The only other person we can talk to is the guy who was at the dueling site. He was the only other person related to this case.
I need to be elsewhere.
So let's try that, and if we don't get anything, then we're going to make our accusation. Oh, we're already the closest place. We've got to run all the way there.
I love this place. So peaceful here, yes?
Nothing. Okay. Nothing. So we've got all the evidence we're going to get in this case. Let's make our deductions here. So the killer was up here, was hiding behind this, and was shooting down. We know it couldn't have been it couldn't have been Heinrich Kram because he was standing here wearing the top hat officiating the duel. So he couldn't be the murderer. He could have organized somebody else to do it. But what about the smell? She has an ointment that she uses due to the bruises that he's given her. But she didn't leave the house on the day of his death. Now, it could be her suitor. That's how this could work. Mr. Boddington. Or the man that she was really in love with. That would explain why the scent was there. Her lover immediately left her presence and then came here. Julian Z says, good morning, Ox. So good to see you on Sherlock Friday. I'm late. We'll head back and watch 2 times speed. See you soon for more case cracking. Thank you, Julian Z. Ms. Von Staub, let me profess my love. My hand and heart are stir. If not for your brother's refusal. And we can't really ask her about that. So there's a Lamette revolver missing from both places, coincidentally, of course. He swore there was a 4th person hidden in the ruins who fired, and that he heard a shot from another weapon. He also claims to have noticed a specific floral scent at the moment of the shooting. Okay, well, I don't think either of them killed, but I think it was probably the boyfriend of the sister. So let's go back. It's really the best bet we've got. Let's go back to the Von Straub residence and accuse the sister, because we don't have any more clues to follow up on.
Good day, officer. Miss von Staub awaits you in her boudoir. Good day, officer. Miss von Staub awaits you in her boudoir.
I think the time has come to be honest with each other, Miss von Staub. I'll start with my confession. I misled you in our previous meeting. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I do not work for the police.
What? I don't understand.
In actuality, I was independently investigating your brother's death and came to an unexpected conclusion.
How? Why?
It was not a tragic accident, miss. It was cold-blooded murder. And I know the culprit.
No. Who is he?
Nice try, but as you well know, I'm talking to the culprit right now.
What? Are you out of your mind?
Certainly not. Allow me to explain how you killed your brother.
Okay, what were the means of the crime? The Lamette revolver.
The missing box in your brother's room contained a Lamette, the same weapon used for the murder. You stole it to kill your brother.
What? No. Eric was obsessed with guns. I bet he simply left that revolver somewhere else.
Yes, it was left somewhere else. The crime scene. Abandoned in panic, a typical feminine response.
What?
No, I've never been to that cursed place.
What was the window of opportunity? The window of opportunity was the duel of... Well, we don't think that she left. So, I mean, she has an alibi for the moment of the duel. So this is a weird question to ask if she was really guilty. What was the window of opportunity? Okay, this is a really odd question to ask. The window of opportunity? I mean, it was the duel. Like... Maybe it's her profile.
None of that makes a whit of sense. This is monstrous.
What was the motive? Now that is easy.
I cannot endure any more of this nonsense. Eric was my brother, and I am in mourning.
All that is left is your confession.
All that is left is your departure. Take your garbled theories elsewhere.
The law is the law, and murder is murder. You should have sought freedom through more civil means.
The sickness of men runs deep. You dare speak to my civility. You dare tell me what I must endure. That evidence of yours will prove nothing, and then I will show you what it means to be uncivil.
All right, that's really interesting. So, the motive would have been the lover that she had, but that ended up not being the case. Poor Ms. von Staub. Sherlock showed her no compassion in what were cruel circumstances. At least she is free of her brother. So, does that mean she's not the killer?
Your evidence proves nothing, but it seems you barely care.
Well, if that's the case, then I don't know what other evidence we could use
Clever
to...
system.
Okay, so we just got that last piece of evidence. Huh. So the problem is that if she's not the killer, then the other guy is, because he owes him money. Either because he owes him money or because he doesn't want him to become the governor. But there was no opportunity. Like, the reason he can't... Like, I understand why he has a motive. His motive is clear and easy to find, but he couldn't have killed him because he was officiating the duel. And there was a smell there that could only be there if the sister or somebody close to the sister had physically been there. Right? Now, of course, we could say that he was making up the smell, but how would he know to tell us about a smell unless he was really familiar with her sister, with his sister? So I guess the other alternative is that after officiating the duel, since they were both blindfolded, he ran up behind. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. We'll try it.
Please come in, sir.
Mr. von Kram, I know you murdered Erich von Staub.
You joke. I didn't do it.
On the contrary, when the opportunity arose, you pounced.
What was the window of opportunity? It was when they were blindfolded.
That doesn't make any sense at all. And furthermore, I had no reason to want Erich dead.
What was the motive?
Did you not? The position of honorary consul would be quite the feather in your cap, but Mr. von Staub stood in your way.
Friends are worth more than fame, Mr. Holmes. But of course you wouldn't understand. Lacking either. We were rivals, yes, but also peers.
Well, this friendship of yours certainly took a turn when you picked up the murder weapon.
So, I got the first one wrong, so I'll have to do this again, but at least we've got a motive for the crime. The means of the crime was the Webley revolver. Or Lamette revolver.
Your pistol collection is missing a piece, the murder weapon you disposed of after the kill.
I lost it in a bet. For God's sake, you'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Mr. von Kram, I believe you are the one responsible for Erich von Staub's death. You are now under my arrest and will be escorted to the police.
I have never been so insulted in all my life. I am innocent, as you will soon find out.
Right, we've arrested Mr. Von Kram for murder, but I feel uneasy about the situation. I'm not sure we made the right decision. Alright, so let's load. $26. So, if the duel, if them being blinded at the duel was not the window of opportunity, what was?
Clever system.
We got 2 right there, which is better than we did with the last one.
Please come.
Mila444 says, are those the only 2 suspects? They are.
Mr. von Kram,
You joke.
on the contrary.
All right, what was the window of opportunity? The window of opportunity was when they were at the duel, blindfolded, allowing him to sneak up above. But which one of these clues is that? Not the rules, not the oath, the duel in the ruins. This is what we chose last time. Oh no, we did the victim last time. Duel in the ruins was the window of opportunity.
You were present at the duel, and you were the only one who wasn't blindfolded.
I am an excellent shot. If I wanted to kill someone, it wouldn't matter whether or not I was blindfolded. But that doesn't mean I wanted Eric dead.
Okay, what was the motive? It was the consul.
Did you not? The position of honorary consul would be quite the feather in your cap, but Mr. von Staub stood in your way.
Friends are worth more than fame, Mr. Holmes. But of course you wouldn't understand. Lacking either. We were rivals, yes, but also peers.
Well, this friendship of yours certainly took a turn when you picked up the murder weapon.
And what were the means? The Lamat.
Your pistol collection is missing a piece, the murder weapon you disposed of after the kill.
I lost it in a bet. For God's sake, you'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Mr. von Kram, I believe you are the one responsible for Eric von Staub's death. You are now under my arrest and will be escorted to the police.
I have never been so insulted in all my life. I am innocent, as you will soon find out.
Achievement unlocked, guilty. All right, well, we've got enough evidence to convict this guy. We got all three right, but I don't think he did it. Like, he couldn't have manufactured a scent. He couldn't have put another woman's scent there unless that woman had been there. Let's see what John says. Oh, even though we got everything right, John still thinks we got the wrong person. All right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a hard save. We're going to load the 36. Whoops. Oh, this puts us at complete. Whoops, did we lose that autosave? There we go. Well, wait, we didn't get the other clue, did we? Yeah. We still need the other clue. That's okay. Alright, so, we gotta change our theory.
Please come in, sir.
If she killed her brother, and she had good reason for killing her brother, if she did it, and her scent was there, but she has an alibi for the day of the murder, making it impossible for her to physically be there, we have to figure out how her scent got there. Okay, now let's look sharp. What changes when we push this?
Clever system.
Nothing. What was the point of that? That gave us all clues collected last time we were here. All evidence collected. So the only other way her scent could be there is if somebody who had recently been very close to her, so close that her scent would have rubbed off on him, then went to the murder scene and killed the brother. That's got to be her lover. Wait, it's not saying all evidence collected.
I need to be elsewhere.
I found it. Why is it not saying, oh, there was this.
How often do you think they check the submission box? My application deserves prompt consideration.
Yeah. All right, let's go back up here.
Good day, officer. Miss von Staub.
Going on a trip, miss?
No, I'm leaving permanently. This place brought me nothing but sorrow. I am sorry. What do you want?
I think the time has come to be honest with each other, Miss von Staub. I'll start with my confession. I misled you in our previous meeting. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and I do not work for the police.
What? I don't understand.
In actuality, I was independently investigating your brother's death and came to an unexpected conclusion.
How? Why?
It was not a tragic accident, miss. It was cold-blooded murder. And I know the culprit.
No. Who is he?
Nice try, but as you well know, I'm talking to the culprit right now.
What? Are you out of your mind?
Certainly not. Allow me to explain how you killed your brother.
What were the means of the crime? We got this one correct last time. It was the Lamat revolver.
The missing box in your brother's room contained a Lamat, the same weapon used for the murder. You stole it to kill your brother.
What? No. Eric was obsessed with guns. I bet he simply left that revolver somewhere else.
Yes, it was left somewhere else. The crime scene. Abandoned in panic, a typical feminine response.
No, I've never been to that cursed place.
All right, so this is what we got wrong. The window of opportunity. What could her window of opportunity have been? The duel in the ruins. That was the correct one with Heinrich. But could this be her window of opportunity? I mean, he goes to the duel, and she's got to convince a lover to go there because she's got an alibi. Like, this isn't going to work unless we completely ignore the alibi. These are the debts. She claims she didn't leave the house on the day he died. The von Staub's servants confirm that Ms. von Staub didn't leave the house on the day of Eric's death. I suppose the servants could be lying, but unless we just assume that. I mean, the window of opportunity can't have been another day where he didn't die. Okay, and then we're going into his clues. So it's got to be the duel in the ruins?
You hid behind the wall in the ruins. None of the others present could have killed Eric from that position. Both the duelists were blindfolded, and Mr. von Cram is ill-sighted.
So nobody saw anything? Your imagination has run wild.
Ah, but you forget one thing. A blind man's other senses grow stronger. Mr. von Cram detected a lavender and pine scent. That of your ointment.
You're taking the word of a sightless man. This is monstrous.
Okay, but what about her alibi? Are we just ignoring that? Like, are they going to explain why the alibi doesn't matter? Because that's a key piece of evidence. It's almost as important as her scent being at the site of the duel. What was the motive? He beat her. He wouldn't let her marry the man she wanted. So which of those is going to... I mean, there are lots of different motives. She was in love with someone else. He burned his love letters. She was not in love with the man that he was betrothing her to, and he beat her. So which of these are we going to choose? It could be any of them. Let's try this one. She doesn't want to marry Mr. Boddington. Is that the motive?
It is your brother who was monstrous. He was a tyrant, and you could tolerate his abuse no longer.
Living with Eric was a nightmare, yes. But he was my brother.
Now, Miss von Staub, take your time. Tell me the truth.
After our parents died, my life slowly became hell. My brother began to humiliate me. Then he became violent. Each day he'd invent a new punishment. Shut my room, burn my paintings, starve me. And without fail, I would be beaten. All visits were forbidden, all contact verboten. I was his caged bird, his pet. When we did go out, he used me to bait influential people. He sold me to Mr. Boddington simply to earn a place amongst this island's elite.
Was that not freedom from your brother?
He sold me as a thing, sir. Who do you think this gentleman was? I could not endure more cruelty. Mr. Holmes, I'm begging you. Please don't do this to me. Don't throw me from one cage to another.
All right, well, we got the right person, but they're just completely ignoring the alibi, aren't they? So this is what pisses me off about some of the Frogware cases. They put all of this intricate thought and detail into each of these cases, but then they'll throw in something like an ironclad alibi and then completely ignore it when it comes to the end of the case. I just have to ignore that piece of evidence, pretend it doesn't exist, and then my accusation will work. Look, she had a perfect reason for wanting her brother gone.
You have suffered enough, Miss von Staub, but now it is over. I will not turn you in to the police.
I don't know what to say. What will happen with the case?
The usual. With their typical stupidity, the inspectors will confidently declare the case a tragic accident, and that will be that.
I didn't expect such kindness.
Kindness? No, where the truth reveals injustice, I expect accountability, but in this matter, Miss von Staub, I see no injustice at all.
Agreed.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes. I'll never forget what you're doing.
Achievement unlocked, open eyes.
I am behind you 100%. I'm sure Miss von Staub wouldn't waste the chance for a better life.
And John liked that one. All right, so yeah, the alibi was just completely wrong. She claims she didn't leave the house on the day she died, and the servants confirm that she didn't leave the house. So the only other explanation is that the servants were in on it. Or that they have no cause to say that she didn't leave the house because there was no way for them to really know, because she locked herself in her room. Maybe she escaped out a window and then came back, and they thought that she stayed in the house. I suppose that would work, okay? We could say that there was no way for her to have an alibi because the servants wouldn't be a good enough one. Maybe that's how we get around it. Anyway, I'm glad we got that one done. Now we've got what was did in the shadows. Report number 1810. 2 men were found dead near an open grave at the cemetery. Both victims had bite marks on their necks. Victims: John Bowden, graveyard keeper; Saeed Hafez, assistant professor at Cordona Medical College. Suspects: Hamil Arki, tanner; Camille Arki, deceased, reportedly a vampire. Witnesses: Leandro Barberi, reporter, and Joe, a vagrant. So we got a vampire case? Great. Evidence points to the possible involvement of supernatural forces. Case is pending further investigation. We need to find the location. Found near an open grave at the cemetery. So presumably there's only one cemetery. So let's go to the church. Is there a cemetery at the church? Is there another church there? Cordona Abbey. Wait, we went to a cemetery, didn't we? Isn't there a cemetery? Cordona Cemetery, that's right. An open grave at the cemetery? I mean, presumably that's the only one. So let's go to it. Mariner John. Okay, let's see if we can find the open grave. Hold on, let's go through the other clues first. Okay, victim 2 is Saeed Hafez, a 56-year-old assistant professor at Cordona Medical College. Slight cut to the leg, blunt force trauma to the head, 2 puncture wounds to the neck, major vessels intact, blood loss minimal, cause of death, intracranial hemorrhage. Victim 1, John Bowden, 37-year-old graveyard keeper, blunt force injury to the head, 2 puncture wounds in the neck, cause of death, massive blood loss from the carotid artery. Suspect notes, Hamil Arki is the brother of the recently deceased Camille Arki. We tried to make him talk, but he's a hard nut to crack. His neighbors saw him leaving his house to put flowers on his sister's grave. They say he returned at dawn looking dirty and tired. P.S. Just in case, we also made him eat garlic. No reaction. Vagrant's testimony. I was having my supper when Johnny came to dig another grave as usual. There was someone else with him too. I must have dozed off for a while, but when I woke up, everything was a blur. Screaming, howling, then flashes of lightning, but no thunder. Some devilry was at work. I came out to see what was happening, and there was this reporter, Leonard or something. He told me that a vampire had killed 2 people, mere yards from me. Boy, am I lucky to be alive. Reporter's testimony. I've always had a good nose for a good story. I was strolling about the cemetery when I saw him. The necromancer! I'm not joking! He raised a woman from the grave and ordered her to attack the 2 men who were close by. Then they both turned into bats and flew away. I was too scared to take photographs, of course. But I photographed their victims. This'll be a front pager. All right, an open grave at the cemetery is really our only clue. We're at a cemetery. Let's find an open grave. Police line. Around an empty grave.
The flowers are still fresh. This is a somewhat neglected and dusty hat.
Must have been the gravedigger's hat.
The stone is rather unwieldy, so it couldn't be used as a weapon. Someone fell and hit their head on it.
Okay, I'm missing a clue. Oh.
We're dealing with a very immoderate bloodsucker here.
Okay, so the gravedigger somehow fell and hit his head on this rock. That's why he died of the intracranial injury. Okay, that was marker number 1. Where's marker number 2? Here it is. And there's the open grave.
The label is illegible.
A bottle of clear liquid. A note. Crumpled note. We've run out of fresh cadavers for dissection. You know what to do, Professor Shelley. Ah, the picture is starting to be made here. Empty space.
Looks like a set of surgical instruments. One is missing.
So the professor needed fresh cadavers to conduct his experiments, to dissect corpses, and he had to deal with the grave robber, or the grave digger, to exhume fresh corpses. Well, little did he know that the brother of this recently deceased sister was going to come lay flowers at the grave.
An expensive hat with a few grey hairs stuck to the brim.
Like a professor's.
Someone tore their trousers here. The blade is bent from the impact. The bleeding wasn't severe, there are just a few drops.
Let's analyze this. Yay, everybody's favorite math-based minigame. All right, -8, +10. Okay, let's see. It's formalin, which is used for embalming corpses. A shovel with a bent blade and a few drops of blood nearby. A set of surgical instruments, one is missing. A dirty hat near a blood-stained stone. A pool of blood nearby. An expensive hat with a few gray hairs and a piece of torn fabric on a root. All right, let's see if there are any other clues that weren't marked by the police. Well, we're leaving the police line now.
Shouldn't we have brought some wooden stakes with us? Or at least garlic?
New location, Emperor's Aqueduct.
Nicely roasted.
Roasted rat?
Psilocybin mushrooms. These are powerful hallucinogens. I wonder how even the most destitute always somehow manage to scrape together enough for a drink.
So someone eating rat and getting high on mushrooms while getting drunk was also here. And that's enough to piece this together. Okay. What, like worshiping or something? Huh, none of them are the professor. So someone took a tool out to use as the murder weapon. Okay, we know the Undertaker was wearing the Undertaker hat. We know the professor was wearing the Derby hat. Let's find out who was drinking. He was. Oh, interesting. This is the first time our vision is giving us a clue as well. We can't alter this one. We know that this guy was drinking and he was wearing a cloth cap. Okay. So does that mean he then came over here to pick up the tool and attack these guys? Who's the guy with the sunglasses? We haven't seen that before. Or the bald guy. Vampire lady. And there's the cloth cap guy. But the shovel is over here. So this body doesn't change. Okay. Saeed the professor wore the derby. John Bowden, the graveyard keeper, wore the gravekeeper's hat. Joe, the vagrant, wore the cloth cap. Which means we've got Hamil, the brother of Camille. And yet we've got two guys left. The reporter let's see. Okay. So the old man loses his hat after he gets knocked with a spade. Then somebody comes by to finish him off. That looks like a reporter, right? Or a vampire. Okay, so, probably wasn't the vagrant. That must be the brother. That must be the reporter. But then that must mean that the reporter took the knife or the tool from there, which was missing. Now, there were stab marks in his neck as well. These are the flowers the brother was bringing. That's the brother. All right, so the brother arrives to put flowers on the grave. He finds the professor and the gravekeeper digging up the body. The vagrant is over here drinking. He probably didn't get involved much. So it's probably the brother that used the shovel. He was so upset when he saw them digging up the bodies that he knocked him back with the shovel. That scared the Undertaker, who went down here and tripped and knocked his head on the rock. The other guy had a huge hit in the head, but he wasn't dead yet, and it was the reporter who wanted a story who came by and did the killing stab right there. Let's just check the... We can't actually read the testimony. Let's see if this is it. That was
The
it.
brother of the deceased became furious when he caught the anatomist exhuming his sister's body. He killed him with a shovel. The graveyard keeper took to his heels, but didn't get far. He fell, hitting his head on a stone, which rendered him unconscious. With the murderer gone, the reporter who was hiding punctured the neck of the first victim to imitate a bite. But when he did the same to the second victim, he killed an unconscious man. So we have 2 murders and 2 murderers, but no vampires.
Vampires are not so scary when you have grave robbers and journalists running around.
Give me an all. No. I got key evidence, but not all evidence. But the hallucinogenic mushrooms explains the vagrant's story. Screaming, howling, flashes of lightning, but no thunder. Some devilry was at work. That explains his crazy story. All right, so we need to tell somebody about this. But I'm curious who we tell this to. And it looks like there's still more evidence that we have to uncover. It's probably some small thing that doesn't really matter.
The flowers are still fresh.
Alright, well, there's no police here at the scene, so we need to go to the police station to tell somebody our verdict.
I think I'd prefer good old vampires to this lunacy.
I'm just curious about the final thing that I haven't found yet. Huh. Yeah, it says key evidence, but not all evidence. Well, let's go to the police station and turn it in, see if that solves everything.
Constable Stark, do you believe in vampires?
Eh? What do vampires have to do with anything?
Oh, that's exactly what I thought while looking into the murders at the cemetery. The primary suspect is indeed the murderer, but he's not the only one. The reporter who so easily fooled everyone with his vampire stories killed the other victim.
But why would he do that?
He believed the unconscious man to be dead and decided to concoct a thrilling story for his readers.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Holmes. I'll have the conniving little scrub taken in immediately. There's only one case left. Don't let me stop you.
Done! What was did in the shadows? Case complete. Okay, well, despite apparently missing something, we solved the case. What's left? The scapegoat. 6 evidence pieces added. Blackbird's testimony. We gathered to perform a ritual which would make men desire us above all else. We were dancing when we noticed someone spying on us from the bushes. It was the priest. I ordered the others to get him drunk. No one must witness our ritual while sober because it insults the god of rapture. Oh, about the goat, it was Lion's responsibility to bring it to the ruins. Okay, Red Lion's testimony. The woman in the Red Lion mask has a large bruise on her side. I broke an amphora with very expensive wine because of the goat. He was probably rabid. Bird should have known better than to steal this crazy animal. I've had enough. This is the last time I have to take part in these rituals. I already have 3 lovers. That's more than enough. So it was Lion's responsibility to bring the goat to the ruins, but Lion says that Bird stole this crazy animal. Green Ox's testimony. Hey. The woman in the green ox mask is limping. I couldn't steal the goat even if I wanted to. I sprained my ankle during the dance. It was the priest who brought us the goat. He may be all holier than thou now, but he clearly wanted to join our Bacchanalia. And the priest's testimony. The priest is still tipsy. I came to the ruins to save these lost souls and stop their abhorrent ritual. I found them dancing and I hid in the bushes, only to gather courage, mind you. I didn't see any goats. Then one of them stumbled. I gasped and they noticed me. The one who fell tied me up, and the other, in a lion mask, forced me to drink wine. I don't know where the third woman was, but when they stopped tormenting me, the goat had appeared. All right, this one corroborates Blackbird's testimony. She ordered them to get the priest drunk, and he says that she, with the one in the lion mask, forced him to drink the wine. The Blackbird one is the one who ordered him to get drunk. The green ox, who had the sprained ankle, is the one who tied him up. So Green Ox tied up the priest. Red Lion fed the priest the wine. Black Bird ordered the others to get him drunk. She must have been the one in charge. Red Lion says that Bird wanted them to steal the goat. It was Lion's responsibility to retrieve the goat and get it. Green Ox says the priest brought the goat. Victim's testimony. Wooly was the best goat I've ever owned. Very fertile. He'd charge at anything red, but otherwise, he was as calm as a cat. I was inside when he was stolen. By the time I ran out, they were gone, but I saw that the thief was wearing a mask. I must know who did it. Please, put Mr. Placido onto this. He busted my neighbor for running a gambling den with but a single look at his clothes. I'm sure he will solve this in a jiffy. Okay, so the goat charges at anything red? Like Red Lion? Report number 1813. 4 persons were arrested for theft, property damage, and debauchery. Sorry, 1 second. Hello? Hey, what's up? Sorry about that, everybody. Thank you for your patience. My neighbor is getting a new puppy. And she wanted to make sure that my dog was vaccinated before she got her puppy, just, in case the dogs met each other. Apparently parvo is a thing. Anyway, had to take the call. Where were we? The suspects have been charged with stealing and slaughtering a goat in the forest ruins to the west of the cemetery. For this cruel act, they will be prosecuted accordingly. However, the victim has requested to specifically identify who stole his goat. The testimonies for all parties involved are attached to this case. All right, so we got to figure out who stole the goat. Guess we are going to the cemetery. West of the cemetery. Forest ruins west of the cemetery. New location. Forest ruins. Emperor's Aqueduct, and this is going to be the Forest Ruins. Jocelyn Ryan on Facebook with a donation of stars says, Jonathan Reed strikes again. I have this thirst for blood. Yeah, we're picking up the weird cases now. First vampires, now a Bacchian ritual in the woods. That was Goliath's pen. I wonder, is Goliath kept there now? Oh, we can't go see. There we are. Ritual site.
The hoof prints end in deep furrows. The animal was resisting.
Okay, so it didn't charge, it was dragged.
What a waste.
That's the broken amphora of wine that we read about.
The rope is soaked with wine.
Is that where they tied up the animal?
My gut tells me some dark magic happened here.
Multiple bare footprints. I should examine them more closely.
Overturned stone. Palm print.
Someone stumbled on a stone and fell to the ground.
And this is the bush where he was hiding.
The priest said that he came here to stop the ritual.
Did you really, Father?
A bunch of barefooted naked women in masks frolicking. And he's hiding behind this bush. Oh, Father. Okay. So that's the stone that Greenox tripped over to sprain her ankle. That's the amphora that Red Lion dropped. And here's the slaughtered goat. Golly.
The goat was torn to pieces. Ugh. Savagery.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do one thing at a time. What's changing? Oh, crap. Okay, Ox sprained her ankle. Lion dropped the amphora. Because it charges at anything wearing red, and she was Red Lion. Who pulled the priest out? Let's see, hold on. Green Ox sprained the ankle. Red Lion broke the amphora. I ordered the others to get him drunk. So the one who fell tied me up, and the other in a lion mask forced me to drink. Lion mask forcing to drink. The one who fell, the ox, tied him up. Doubtful. No. No. Bird. Bird should have known better than to steal this crazy animal. Bird stole the animal. Blackbird stole the animal. It was Lion's responsibility to bring it to the ruins, but Lion was holding the amphora with the wine because the goat charged her, because it charges at anything dressed in red. And that makes sense. She was wearing a red cloak. She had the wine. Bird was dragging the goat. It sees red, it charges, knocks him over, and spills the wine. All right, so they see the priest, but who drags him out? The one who fell tied me up. Okay, but it doesn't say who dragged him out. We noticed someone spying on us from the bushes, but she doesn't say who dragged the priest out. The one who stumbled, Green Ox, noticed him when he stumbled. All right, so we know that the bird was giving the orders. So that's what we do. We look for the one where the bird is giving the orders. Is that the only one? It is. Bird orders the others to tie him up. Ox sprains her ankle. Lion drops the amphora. Bird drags the goat. Ox ties him up, while Lion gets him drunk. And this We can't change this. This is as it is, which means we validate.
So, we have 3 lusty women engaged in a ritual. They're drinking and dancing when suddenly they hear a noise from the bushes. Their ritual seems to be working. There's a man they can get drunk already. While 2 of them are busy with the priest, the 3rd one leaves. She is the one who stole the goat and brought it to the ritual. The poor animal smells trouble and charges at the drunken woman with the amphora. Still, he couldn't break free, and at the end was brutally torn apart and eaten alive.
Well, they attracted the attention of men. The police, at least.
All evidence collected. We got it. The woman in the bird mask went to steal the goat. Bingo. But you know, that was already in the testimony that the police already had. By recreating the scene, we just kind of confirmed it. We didn't learn anything new. But I suppose we had to do our due diligence.
Mr. Holmes, I have great news. Our recent accomplishments have earned me a promotion. Sergeant Stark. It has a nice ring to it, hasn't it?
Please accept my congratulations, Sergeant. Your part in solving those cases was invaluable.
Come, Mr. Holmes, your part was just as important. Not without my guidance, of course, but you did an excellent job. Anyway, I'll be moving back to the office space. My days at this blasted desk are almost over. I won't be scapegoated now.
Good for you, I suppose. Speaking of scapegoats, I've solved the last case on the board. The goat was stolen by the lady in the blackbird mask. As if that makes any difference, judging by the atrocity I witnessed at the crime scene.
Yes, I heard about that one. The things women get up to these days. Ugh.
Well, I'm glad to have been of service. Now I have other matters to attend to.
Mr. Holmes, if I may be so bold as to make one last request. Do you remember that I told you that our chief inspector has been missing for a few months now? My current task is to establish his fate. I've tried to make sense of his last case, but it's a convoluted mess. I would really appreciate your help.
Oh dear.
Why don't you do it yourself? I'm sure there's nothing in that case a police sergeant can't handle.
You're simply much better at it than me. There, I said it.
I won't argue with that.
Ha.
Although, much better is still an understatement.
Oh, Sherlock.
Fine, you have me intrigued.
Thank you awfully, Mr. Holmes.
Tell me everything you know.
Well, I don't know much. Just that it's connected to a gang called the Hive. Placido has been after their leader, the Hive Master, for years. But otherwise, I can't make head nor tail of it. Here, take the key to Placido's office. You might find some leads in there.
So is it Chief Inspector Placido who has vanished? From what I've gathered, he was a good detective.
Ain't that the truth? He was solving cases like shelling peas. Without him, things have gone downhill. He was a crotchety sort, always grumbling, fussing, taking his snuff by the handful, but I, for one, miss the old boy.
Very well, I'll see what I can find out.
One thing is certain. It's a dangerous business. Be careful, Mr. Holmes.
Achievement unlocked, Child's Play. New case, Plan B. I agreed to help Sergeant Stark establish the fate of Chief Inspector Placido. His disappearance several months ago may be linked to his last case and a certain Hive Master. All case files should be inside Placido's office at the police station. This is the key to Placido's office. Oh, John.
I can almost picture you as an inspector, Sherlock. You'd lie on his sofa all day and still solve more cases than the rest of the police.
Six-shot cylinder
This must have
honorary
been an
weapon.
award for long and faithful service. A box of snuff. Strong stuff.
Use the pepper snuff. Cordona Chronicle, May 1877. Hive gang police raid. Is the hive master dead? For Police Inspector Luciano J. Placido, the night of May 13th ended in gunshots, a blazing fire, lost comrades, and the label of hero. After an investigation lasting several years, Inspector Placido led his squad on a raid to shut down the operations of the infamous Hive Master and his crime syndicate, the Hive, the largest of the gang's warehouses, also dubbed Bee Yards. Oh, God. A bee-themed criminal gang? Really? It's not very scary. Was raided in Miner's End. Although the operation was thoroughly planned, the police encountered serious opposition and were outnumbered. The gang set the warehouse on fire, ambushed the officers, and engaged them in a gunfight. We have received a confirmation from several sources that Inspector Placido managed to corner the Hive Master, the gang leader subsequently perishing in a failed attempt to escape from the burning warehouse. As a result of the operation, Placido was promoted to the position of Chief Inspector. We congratulate the hero and are already preparing an exclusive interview with the governor that will include an official statement on the operation. Chief Constable's message. We've been through this before, and you know well that I cannot allow it. You are an indispensable asset to this department, Placido. Sorry, but your retirement is out of the question. We need you now more than ever. This city needs you. Think about it, Chief Constable Donovan. So did he disappear because he was kidnapped or killed, or did he vanish because he wanted to retire?
Hive Master. Crime lords just love catchy monikers. The files are gone, that's odd.
Thick dust, hasn't been opened in years. New safe, hasn't been used. Firmly fixed, nothing behind it. Old case files, nothing related to the Hive. Stack of books, research papers, and adventure novels. Hello. Fingerprints, loose frame. Well, well. Notes on the Hive Master. These look like Placido's notes on the Hive Master. The last page reads, Beatrice Queen, the City Hall records said Miner's End, 1877. Same year, same district as the gunfight. Was he right under my nose all along? A collection of Hive articles. A collection of local and nationwide newspaper articles all mention the Hive and Hive Master and are organized chronologically. Chief Inspector Placido has been collecting information on this gang for years. May 1875, exclusive new crime syndicate sweeping Cordona. January 1876, buzz off, elusive weapon smugglers, the Hive, supply Irish nationalists. October 1876, Hive Master Mystery, all we know about the underground gang leader. May 1878, police corruption controversy, an officer spills the truth. June 1878, no more free speech, independent newspaper raided by the police. February 1879, the Hive stings again, 5 civilians dead, 10 injured. Come on, the Hive stings again. So ridiculous. April 1879, former Cordona Chronicle reporter missing. We will not be silenced, pledges editor. December 1879, police corruption charges dropped. And is that a dismembered ear in a jar?
Now that is odd, to say the least.
Let's take the ear, Sherry. It'll bring us luck. You'll see.
Good lord, you can't be serious.
Can we?
Nice. Always play it by ear, pal.
John's challenge 1, ear in a jar. Great. Okay. Well. Notes on the Hive Master. We got to go look that up. Let's see. City Hall records. Anything else in here? I think we got it all. Right.
Guests of Cordona, the treasures await you. Collect them all and return.
Rockland F says, be thorough so your conclusion is believable.
Have you found anything helpful?
Thank you, Rockland.
I'll be right here.
Okay, let's see. Districts. Miner's End. Period. British. Subjects. Other. Business. Queen Beatrice, business entity registered in 1877. Documents filed for closure in January 1880. Property registered in the name. Warehouse in Miners End, sold in February 1880. Distillery in Miners End, shut down in February 1880. Villa in Grand Surrey, auctioned off for charity in March 1880. Warehouse in Miners End, currently for sale, located on Clay Street by Stevenson's Bridge to Silverton. Cool. Poor goat. Those women already had the priest. Why such cruelty to an animal? But he's okay with forcibly getting a priest drunk. Sherry found the file so quickly that I couldn't investigate an odd sound I heard. It was probably a banshee, but now we'll never know. Oh, that was cute and random. Okay, we've got the Cordona Chronicle. That's the document that he has saved. Now, we got to find this place. Miner's End, located on Clay Street by Stevenson's Bridge to Silverton. On Clay Street. By Stevenson's Bridge to Silverton. It's going to be right there. Oh, we have no fast travel markers? Come on.
The worst clothes at the best price. Step right up.
I have 260. That's really not enough to just splurge on all these outfits, is it? No.
Why would you even come here then?
Sorry, lady, I wasn't ready. Gotta earn more money. Okay, we're looking for a warehouse for sale on Clay Street.
Clearing out on Hive Master's orders. Cornelius said he knows what he looks like, but he's full of it.
Who saw the Hive Master? Ghost of Cordona? Contacts through proxies? Brother of the governor? Burned face? Never seen him. Better not to know. Contacts through proxies? Never seen him.
Clearing out on Hive Master's orders. Cornelius said he...
From what I heard, the rank and file of the Hive don't know what their boss looks like. Apparently, they've never seen the Hive Master in person. Oh, great. Could our police chief have become the Hive Master?
There are some chaps inside, and they're armed. Be careful, Sherry.
Okay, new save. Ah, great.
Hey, coming for this is hive territory. Shoot him, boys.
Get ready for some pain.
Don't bother moving. You've lost. Time to know.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready. Can I...
Just die.
Don't bother moving.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Use the snuff.
Get ready for some pain.
Don't.
The snuff's ready.
Take a rest, my friend. No more crime for you until next month.
I used the snuff.
I'm coming for you.
Don't cry.
Give him the pepper snuff.
I'm coming for you.
Ow! No more.
The snuff's ready.
Come on.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Time to knock this guy out.
Don't.
Give him the pepper snuff.
The snuff. All right. Key to the warehouse offices. New entry in John's diary. I must say, this was quite the impressive encounter. I think Sherry invented a couple of new tricks. Thank you for that wonderful insight, John. Okay. The key to the office at the Queen's warehouse. See if there's anything else around here we can find. That's what the key is for. Looks like that's it. Luis Philippe says, the harder the game is to solve, the more fun you can have, right? Right? Good afternoon, folks. Is the snuff ready? The snuff is ready. We used the pepper snuff. MG says they love getting high on Peppa Snuff? Lol. They do indeed. Jared on Facebook says, it's paper snuff time. We did use the paper snuff. That's right.
What a convenient way to pull the wool over the eyes of the customs house.
Ahaha.
Smells of burnt paper. Just another day in a smuggler's office.
Everything knits together.
Thank you, God. Everything knits together? Really, Sherlock? From HM, burn the documents. Prepare the goods. I will deal with the apiary. This shipment will be the last. If you were on the ship, you'll be taken care of. If not, you're on your own, Hive Master. Key evidence collected. Soiled note. I can't spare any boys, Cal. Too busy wrapping up, same as you. The boss has gone soft. Shutting down when we have the island in our pockets makes no sense to me. And what's with the letters? He never contacted us directly before. I'd be a fool to cross him, but I sure as hell am not leaving. There's still easy pickings to be had here. Hive or no hive. Letter from HM. I'll deal with the apiary. We need to find the location of this apiary. Looks like we got to talk to some people. Burn the documents. Prepare the goods. I'll deal with the apiary. This shipment will be the last. If you're on the ship, you'll be taken care of. So do we go to a docks? Let's change wardrobe. We didn't get all evidence, though.
Are you able to help me?
You'd better get out of my sight, pal.
Guess I don't look thuggish enough.
Do you know anything about this?
Hey, you're a lucky man. I know about this.
People told me that I can find the apiary to the west of Wiggins Street in northern Miner's End. They also warned me to stay away. Okay, Wiggins Street, Miner's End. West of Wiggins Street in northern Miner's End. Okay. So that's it. That's got to be it. The apiary. I'm still missing a clue there. Key evidence collected. What am I missing, though?
Bakın kim buradaydı?
It looks as though someone or something has escaped.
A statue of a buckled cage inside a city full of criminals. Let's take a closer look, Sherry.
New case for the birds? What?
A statue of a buckled cage inside a city full of criminals. Let's take a closer look, Sherry.
For the ones who gave their lives in the silver mines for the safety and prosperity of Miner's End, 1830.
For the ones who gave their lives in the silver mines for the safety and prosperity of Miner's End, 1830. It used to contain a silver statue of a miner's canary. They were often used by miners to detect fire damp.
Ah.
The lattice work was bent a long time ago. A gloomy picture,
But quite poetic. A symbol of safety and prosperity has vanished from Miner's End, and now only the cage is left to remind the residents of their past glory.
The canary was stolen a long time ago. There's no hope in finding it now, but perhaps someone might know at least something about it. We should ask the people around here.
Okay. Well, while we're here...
Can I ask you a question?
Workers help each other. I'll guide you.
The story of the Silver Canary. Locals told us the story of the Silver Canary of Miner's End. There were times when Miner's End was prosperous, but that era came to an end when the silver mines were exhausted. Soon afterwards, investors lost interest in mining on Cordova, which caused severe unemployment and poverty on the island. From a symbol of safety and prosperity, the canary turned into a reminder of loss. People say that the Flowers of Good public house is the seat of local legend telling. It's near the alley at the northern part of Lestrade Road. Okay, cool, but I'm in the middle of working on another case right now, so let's get back to Plan B. Your location, Silver Hephaestus. Can't go in anyway. All right, so I need to go north just a bit. There's the apiary. Okay, it really is an apiary.
Sir, I'm looking for a man who goes by the name of Hive Master.
Uh-huh.
Tilted hat hiding the missing ear. Red bumps, bee stings. Grated tobacco, snuff taker. A 6-shot revolver. Just as we thought. The sulky, grouchy man in his 50s is clearly unhappy with my intrusion. He has some grated tobacco on his clothes and bee stings on his hands. Apparently he prefers a secluded life that allows him to tend to the bees and pull the criminal strings from afar. He is hiding a missing ear and carrying Placido's revolver. The beekeeper must be none other than the notorious hive master, which means that it did not end well for the chief inspector this time. Placido must be dead, or... The beekeeper is none other than Chief Inspector Placido, using the hive master's fearsome reputation to keep people away. That's what it is.
Chief Inspector Placido.
And what makes you think that?
Why, your missing ear, amongst other things. You need a larger hat. I've been investigating your last case on behalf of Sergeant Stark, and now I think I understand what happened to the hive master.
Humor me.
You killed him, didn't you?
Huh. You're sharp, son. I'll give you that.
But why? Everyone deserves a trial.
Wasn't my choice. He and his thugs attacked me when I went to arrest them. It was a kill or be killed kind of situation. Turned out for the best, though. With his cronies dead, not a soul knows what the hive master looks like. His own gang, scared stiff of him.
So you assumed his place to dismantle this criminal enterprise from within?
Damn right I did. And after I'm done, I'm not planning to go back. I've had enough of this rotten nest of corruption. But it just won't leave me alone, will it? First, they dismiss my retirement requests, and now they send a sleuth after me.
It's not like that.
I tell you what it's like, son. This is not the first case you've worked on for Stark, huh? That amateur promoted to a sergeant for his merits? I don't think so. You're not an officer. But from what I can see, you are much brighter than the lot of them. So what's your stake in this? You some sort of consulting detective?
Yes. I suppose you could call me that. My name is Sherlock Holmes, at your service.
Then do me a service, Mr. Holmes. Drop this case and don't tell anyone you saw me here. Let me enjoy my retirement in peace.
I have to ask, why are you so fascinated with beekeeping?
I just want a quiet life, away from the hustle and bustle. Watching the little workers like I once watched the criminal world of Cordona. Yes, it suits me just fine.
I have your ear.
What the hell? Give it to me now.
All right, but let's make it a fair exchange, shall we?
Never thought I'd hear that in the game. I have your ear. What the hell? Give it to me now. A fair exchange? Well, we don't want to take his revolver. He may need that to defend himself. we could take a few beehives? But why? I guess I'm curious to see what happens if we take a few beehives.
I want a few beehives in return. I have space in my garden. Who knows? Perhaps someday I might try my hand at beekeeping too.
Deal. Now go.
I'll consider your request, sir. Either way, I must talk to Sergeant Stark.
Tell him I died a hero. Or a coward, I don't care. As long as they leave me alone.
Really? Sherry? Beehives? How old are you? 130? Unbelievable.
The fate of Placido. That's a lot of bees.
Get off me! Sherry, don't even think about breeding these nasty things. Ugh. Get off me! Sherry, don't even think about breeding these nasty things. Ugh.
All right. All clues collected. Let's go turn it in at the police station.
Sergeant Stark's back at his desk, across from the Chief Inspector's office.
Oh.
Any news, Mr. Holmes?
Let's let him enjoy his retirement.
Chief Inspector Placido can be presumed dead. I was unable to find his body, but the evidence is unequivocal. He's gone.
I suppose I expected as much, but still it doesn't make it any easier. Placido was a good man. You would have liked him if you'd met him.
Yes, it's a pity. I'm sure I would.
In any case, no matter how bad, the truth is better than uncertainty. Please, take this as a token of gratitude. You've done us all a great service. Thanks again for your help. Good luck, Mr. Holmes.
I got 2 wardrobe items. Well-earned rest achievement unlocked. And a new note in John's diary. Placido could still do a lot of good were he to return to the police, but the man deserved rest. Sherlock respected that. What did we get that was new? Officer's cap. Did I get an officer's uniform? Oh, John got a gangster John. Keep your friends clothed. Gangster, this is not, no. This is out of time for the period. What? What? All right. All right, well, now we've got Cordona Stories having completed Plan B. Let's do For the Birds, since we were working on that. I need to get more coffee. I'll be right back. Hang tight, everybody. Thanks for the patience, folks. Had to let the dog outside to go to the bathroom. Jared says that I didn't read his comment about last night. Let's see. Oh, Jared, I didn't see it. Well, Jared, I don't see it. I don't see any other comment about last night. Lillian Parker says, "Howdy, Ox. Your Fallout 76 playthrough inspired me to become a Twitch streamer. I finally figured out how the streaming stuff works last night. Also, are you going to be doing the new event for Fallout 76? I absolutely am. When it's ready." Louis Philippe says, "I suppose now one could infer that Sherlock taking up on beekeeping is some kind of Placido's effect." Ugh. Okay. Thank you, Louis. Okay, Cordona Stories, a brand new section that we can now get to explore. We uncovered this first story, or this latest story, while we were doing the last quest. Locals told us the story of the Silver Canary Miners End. People say that the Flowers of Good Public House is the seat of local legend, telling it's near the alley at the northern part of Lestrade Road. Near the alley at the northern part of Lestrade Road. Okay, there's Lestrade Road. The northern part of Lestrade Road. Where's the alley? Is that the alley? I'm going to assume that's the alley. No Name says, Lady Cthulhu sends her love. Oh, dear God. Of all the waifus on this planet, you got to burden me with Lady Cthulhu? Thank you, No Name. Okay, well, if we're going to Miner's End, we should probably dress the part. Let's get into a thug outfit. We need a better hat. Yeah, do that. All right, this is Lestrade Road. An alleyway on the northern part of Lestrade Road. We're looking for a public house.
Extra! Extra! Turn in a blind eye. A blind jewel takes another victim. The murderer of von Staub remains at liberty. The cheapest news on the island.
Let's do it. Consequences.
Thank you.
A few scant years since the last tragedy, the blind duel takes another victim. After the first accident, many assumed this insane sport of male braggadocio would be retired. Of course, those people underestimated the degeneracy of man. Erich von Straub has been shot dead, and his murderer remains uncaught. The prohibition of this nonsense is overdue, and we should denounce all who romanticize such unruly activity, lest more suffer similar fates. The hive gets stung. Citizens across Miners End and Silverton last night awoke to gunshots and screams, the byproduct of a substantial police sting targeting the hideouts of the Hive crime syndicate. This unprecedented operation had been in planning for almost 6 months and led to 13 arrests, per lead investigator Chief Constable Donovan. As Cordona police stormed the group's warehouses, many Hive ringleaders attempted to flee on a smuggling vessel loaded with weapons hidden inside wool crates. Officers learned of the escape plan, and the ship was intercepted by a military patrol shortly after leaving the shores of Cordona. Once a powerful organization formed from the merger of several local gangs, unified beneath one mysterious master, the Hive has appeared to be in decline for some time, the alleged result of its leader's death and subsequent factional infighting. Chippy Salt says, "G'day Ox, just wanted to say hi and hope you and the family are doing okay. I've been a fan of yours since before the Fallout days. Keep up the great work, buddy." Thank you, Chippy Salt. We're all doing well. All right, this must be the alley. Flowers of Good. Found it.
My grandma, God bless her, had known the man who has doomed us all.
What happened to the canary and why? Poverty in Miners End. Lunatic. Safety. Thrown into the sea. Dry weather. Owned rabbits.
My grandma, God...
Oh. Okay.
My grandma, God bless.
Oh, I forgot lost his family. Doggone it, this one's hard.
My grandma, God...
At the Flowers of Good public house, we heard about a man who lost his family after an accident near the mines. He couldn't accept what happened to his loved ones, so he, drowning in grief, stole the canary, cast it into the sea, and left the island. Some say that he committed suicide shortly afterwards. Safety and prosperity have both been strangers to Miners End ever since.
The thief died in grief. A poetic story for such an unpoetic place.
Safety is gone, and tears take the rest.
For the birds, case complete.
This ale's spiffing, Shirley. I'm gonna... You should have... Nope. Nope. Wake me up tomorrow.
Okay. That Cordona story solved. No one noticed our presence while we were listening in, and we learned everything we needed. A perfect operation. And we add some history. Oh, okay, so we didn't actually get all of this. He only quoted the very last bit of it. We were roaming Miner's End when a strange monument of an empty cage caught our attention, and I suggested that we take a closer look. It turned out that the cage was supposed to hold the silver statue of a canary. It was placed there to honor the small birds that the miners would use to detect hazardous gas leaks. Long ago, the silver canary was a symbol of safety in Miner's End. Those were the times of the silver rush, and Miner's End was a prospering place attracting more and more people. It all ended when the silver mines were eventually exhausted. Soon, investors lost interest in Cordona, which caused severe unemployment and poverty on the island. The Earth's resources aren't limitless, but what's interesting is that the silver crisis mysteriously coincided with the silver canary's disappearance. From being a symbol of safety and prosperity, it has become a symbol of loss. People say that in wine lies the truth, but for Miner's End, the truth lies in pubs, slightly drunk. From the regulars of the Flowers of Good pub, we heard the story of a man who lost his family after an accident near the mines. He failed to accept what had happened to his loved ones, and, worn down by grief, he stole the canary, cast it into the sea, and left the island. Some say that he committed suicide shortly afterwards. Safety and prosperity have departed Miner's End since then, seemingly not to return. The hand-me-down. The monument of the local pirate legend Kareem of the Silver Hand rises at the crossing of Arnaut Street and Scarlet Street in Old City. John has climbed up on the memorial, found a rhymed riddle at the top, and encouraged me to solve it. At the top of the monument was carved the first in a chain of riddles, which, as John suggests, lead to the Silver Hand's lost treasure. The first riddle. A hand with treasure, a quest so sweet, stand where Eurus Road and Crooked Street meet. A few steps toward the mosque, left at the first stair, and find the courtyard a wishing well shares. Okay. Arnaut Street and Old City. Eurus Road and Crooked Street. There's the mosque. There's the crossing of Eurus Road and Crooked Street. Stand where Eurus Road and Crooked Street meet. Come on, Kev! Okay. A few steps towards the mosque, left at the first stairs. There's the mosque. Left at the first stairs. Find the courtyard and a wishing well shares.
What else do you need on a hot day like this?
Stash. The second riddle. You're almost there. Let's not postpone. You're seeking an ark that's made of stone. Head east from the old ruins, my friend. It guards the ancients until the end. Ugh. Great. You're seeking an ark that's made of stone. Head east from the old ruins, my friend. It guards the ancients until the end.
So the treasure is real, but tell me, John, how did you even guess there would be something on top of the monument?
Didn't I ever tell you about my psychic abilities? I should have. I even know where we ought to go next.
Oh, do tell.
What else do you need on a hot day like this?
Okay. Old city. There's the ruins. Head east from the old ruins to find an ark made of stone. The old ruins were over there, right? Okay, east of I'm thinking this has got to be where the old ruins were. I remember them from a previous quest. Those are the old ruins, right? There's an arch. Okay, so the problem is that I'm not finding a marker for the old ruins. You're seeking an ark that's made of stone. Head east from the old ruins, my friend. It guards the ancients until the end. The old ruins would be in Old City. And I thought these were the old ruins. Head east of the old ruins. Or maybe that leads down to the old ruins. An ark made of stone. It guards the ancients. I mean, there's an ark made of stone. Is this a bandit den? Yeah.
Merhaba.
Salty breeze, old ruins, dusty roads. Do you recall clambering over these walls as a child?
Perhaps. Did we find something at the top?
A mad rogue. Our secret. What? New case. Okay, well, we just stumbled upon a new case. Better take care of this while we're here. These walls hold a lot of secrets, including one of ours. John gave me a hint how to recall what happened here, and I can't ignore it. The memory began at Old City when we walked along Bazar Road, past the ruins of the Fortress of Holy Spirit. Back then, we found something, and John claimed to have a plan for it. A skull? Perfect for climbing.
Ah, it was an old skull. What a lucky find for a pair of young adventurers.
It was easier to climb these walls back then. Not merely because we're older, but because the ruins are too. Of course. You said we needed to bury him. Do you remember where?
Well, one would think burying a human skull would stick in the mind, but somehow... no. Salty breeze, old ruins, dusty roads. Do you recall clambering over these walls as a child?
An old man was standing here as we passed.
Oh yes, I remember his face as we flew by with a skull in our hands.
He looked as shocked as our grisly companion.
Nothing ever bothers an old Ottoman backgammon player.
This wasn't the right place for a funeral. We were looking for somewhere more appropriate.
Funny, nowadays you love putting men behind bars.
You're a fellow of infinite jest, aren't you?
Everything seems smaller now.
The water level was higher back then.
I remember swimming through this mire while trying not to breathe in the horrible odour. I remember swimming through this mire while trying not to breathe in the horrible odour.
This is where we buried it. It seems that with time, our friend has emerged once more.
Edward C. says, Ox, the second riddle is a location southwest in Grand Surrey.
The skull is ancient. Its likeliest owner was one of the Knights Hospitaller who died during the siege of the fortress. I remember now, you said this skull was my father's.
A child's imagination is a powerful tool. You needed this. A burial process of your own. A ritual so you could begin to grieve.
Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft.
Hamlet.
I felt so alone back then, John. Uncertain. Abandoned by my father.
I know.
The skull wasn't his, though it may as well have been. In the earth, all of us look alike. But putting this man to rest, it did help.
I'm glad, Sherry.
I find myself rather tempted to keep it. If not for sentimental value, then it's archaeological merit.
Supposed skull of Sherlock Holmes found.
Sherry, I think we're getting the hang of this.
Is that a snake in there? That's the lower jawbone. All right, Edward C. says, Ox, the second riddle is a location southwest in Grand Surrey. Oh. Oh, so that was my mistake. It wanted me to change districts. Old ruins. There they are. Thank you, chat. Head east from the old ruins, my friend. You're seeking an ark that's made of stone. It guards the ancients until the end. What? Creepy as hell. Okay. There's the old ruins. Head east from the old ruins, it said. An ark made of stone. It guards the ancients. Alright, so it's not going to be at the old ruins. And going east, we run into that blockade. So... Well, we are officially east of the old ruins. Way east of the old ruins. There's an ark made of stone. There it is. Movable. The last riddle. With old ruins beneath its feet, find a tree that treasures keep. You may find only one small detail, but that doesn't mean that you have failed. Oh, great. With old ruins beneath its feet, find a tree that treasures keep. You may find only one small detail, but that doesn't mean that you have failed. old ruins, and a tree.
I always admire the way you notice such details.
In such moments, I often recall Mother's voice teaching us of the importance of the smaller details. The world hangs on small hinges, John.
Even the most chaotic miracle becomes sequential when you take a closer look. I remember.
Great! Well, we only know of one old ruins, and that's the one we just visited. But I don't recall a tree being there. Tree at its feet. With old ruins beneath its feet, find a tree that treasures keep. Well, I mean, these are the old ruins, and there are a lot of trees up here. Is it wanting to send me to another old ruins? Different from the old ruins that we've already found? How many old ruins are we going to have to explore? Okay, with old ruins at its feet, find a tree. I mean, there are not many old ruins. I mean, that's the Emperor's Aqueduct. It's not really a ruin. Pillar of Knives. Fortress of the Holy Spirit ruins. Could it be that ruins? I mean, that's a ruins. With old ruins beneath its feet, find a tree that treasures keep. There's a tree. But is it the tree? And how do we get up there? Looks like we gotta go up. Somehow.
Hey. Not bad.
We're still in the bottom here. Ah! How do we get up there? Cypress says go to the old ruins fast travel point. The tree is close by. What? Where we came from? This is a horrible clue. Any clue that says look for the tree in a land filled with trees.
To dungeons old and caverns deep.
Wait, what? Is this Mother's magnifying glass? How did it end up here? What happened?
Sherry, you really need to learn to let miracles happen. The whole world is one big, unresolved, chaotic miracle.
But they will become sequential if you take a closer look. I do remember what Mother told us, but that explains nothing.
Just let things happen, all right? Besides, this little miracle will look perfect in our manner, don't you think?
Okay. Well, we got it. Oh, so annoying. Surrounded by trees, but we gotta find the one tree. Thank you, chat. Alright, well, we got it. How long does it take for a skull to decay? Yeah, that's beside the point. What matters is Sherry is saying goodbye. Okay, let's try Pillar of Knives. I found a peculiar wooden pillar bristling with knives. It seems to hold a special cultural meaning for the locals. Jacmare, or blood vengeance, came to Cardona from Albania during the Ottoman rule. Some locals find it appalling, some but not all, and the Pillar of Knives stands high as a grim reminder of that. The pillar stands near the barracks. Do the soldiers discuss it amongst themselves? That's the Pillar of Knives. Let's go talk to some soldiers. Sorry, kid. Right, there's the Pillar of Knives.
How many knives do you think are stuck here? I keep losing count.
And we recall that the barracks is over there. See if we can find some soldiers. Man, these kids just keep getting underfoot. Wasn't the barracks in one of these old houses? Oh no, it was in an old house on the other side.
That pillar is a damn eyesore. Not for the general, I'd burn it down myself.
What effect is the pillar having? Lost friends, shore leave, just give the order. Ottoman traders, Ottomans taunt us. Back in Birmingham.
That pillar is a damn...
I was being very stealthy, Sherlock, and you threw it all away. Come on, pull yourself together.
That pillar is a damn eyesore.
Some cruel traditions still exist in our modern world. Jacques Marja, or blood vengeance, is one of the most notable traditions in Cordona. People avenge their honor and blood in the most barbaric ways imaginable. Each knife in the pillar celebrates a successful revenge. It's frightening. It looks like a shrine of hatred and pain. The worst part is that people can't undo the horrific consequences of this tradition and are forced to live with them. Okay. Pillar of Knives complete. Next up, the Ghost Hunter. I noticed a strange placard in Silverton that mentions a ghost. On closer inspection, it was a poster announcing ghost removal services. It appears that something strange has been disturbing people in the neighborhood. The Ghost Hunter waits for clients on the southern pier of the Silverton port. It's time we made a call. It's going to be right there. 1 second. All right, that was my 2:20 appointment, and I'm good to go. Anyway, as I said, this must be the port that is talked about. So we fast travel to the Drinking Dutchman. Donation post.
I am the ghost of Christmas yet to come, Sherry. I see that you'll spend it all alone.
Well, well.
Not much brandy was spilled when the bottle broke. Someone had drunk most of it already. Not enough blood for a murder, but plenty to suggest fists were flying in a collie shangles. I wonder if Luigi made it himself.
I reckon the ghost is responsible for all this mess.
Don't jump to conclusions. Until we locate any evidence to the contrary, we shall continue to exclude the supernatural. Let me concentrate, John. The ghost hunter's stand was here. Someone stormed up angrily.
Let me take it from here. It was the ghost of Cordona, a horrific being, formless, with evil eyes and glassy skin that shimmered like a nebula. It lurched towards its foe.
No, John, it was human. We're staring at the evidence of a scuffle between men.
A little imagination never hurt anybody.
If a mark realizes they've been had, that the fear was baseless, the money defrauded, they will likely return to voice their displeasure. And thus Luigi took a beating. Fools should have at least moved locations between scams. After the attack, he fled bloodied and bruised.
All evidence collected. The hunter becomes the hunted. He was.
Looks like he crawled that way. The empty bottle suggested intoxication. This vomit confirms it.
Well, if you were tailing supernatural creatures for a living, wouldn't you start drinking?
Thanks to you, I am often forced to tail the supernatural, and yet I'm still sober. Mostly.
Mostly. Ooh.
There's a bottle missing. After expelling all the alcohol from his stomach, it seemed he was compelled to replenish it.
Perhaps because booze eases the pain of his lonely and dangerous life as a ghost hunter.
You need to stop reading the Penny Dreadfuls.
Wow.
He threw the bottle here. I think we must be near his hideout.
Maybe we just leave, Sherry. There is no need to disturb the ghost hunter from his beauty sleep.
Looks like an appropriate home for a ghost hunter.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling.
I have a bad feeling about this.
There he is.
Donations, one presumes. Handcrafted, actually rather beautiful work. An eerie and unsettling sound. The painter definitely has an aesthetic.
All of these posters were hand painted?
So this is where all the money was going. So you see, John, nothing supernatural, just a drunken lowlife fooling superstitious sailors for a living. You can't argue with the truth. The truth will out no matter what one does. You can embellish it all you like, but you're just delaying the inevitable.
Well, he can delay it no more. After what happened at the port, this scam won't work again. Maybe we just leave, Sherry. There is no need to disturb the ghost hunter from his beauty sleep.
Yeah, we can't wake him up. But that mystery is solved. Done and done. No one noticed our presence while we were listening in, and we learned everything we need. A perfect operation. I think we've gotten that one before. Okay, we got a couple more memories. The supposed skull of Sherlock Holmes. Cordona is a burial ground for many secrets. Sherry and I hid one here too. When we were boys, we found a human skull. It was most likely the skull of a knight hospitaller that died during the siege of the Fortress of Holy Spirit. But I invented the story that it was actually the skull of Sherlock's father, Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Holmes died when Sherlock was 6, and 3 years later, he still hadn't fully processed his father's passing. This small fiction offered my brother Sherry a way, a ritual, to let go of his sorrow. We buried the skull beneath the old city walls. I think it helped. The Silverhand Treasure. In the old city stands the monument of Karim of the Silver Hand, the so-called pirate with a golden heart. He stole from the rich and gave to the poor, or at least that was the legend we heard as children. When we passed this monument in our travels, an eerie, nay supernatural feeling urged me to climb upon the hand. At the top I discovered a rhyming riddle that seemed to be the first in a chain of puzzles leading to the legendary treasure of Karim. In total, there were 3 riddles. We cracked them one by one, and each led us to another stash around the island. To our bewilderment, in the end, instead of the treasure, we found a magnifying glass that once belonged to Sherry's mother. Neither he nor I can recall how it got here, which in a way makes it more special. But when Sherry looked at me through that glass, I was suddenly struck by terror. For a brief moment, it felt as if I weren't there at all, his gaze passing through me and over the horizon. Foreshadowing, perhaps? Well, I think it's clear what happened. When he was a child, he put this entire scavenger hunt together himself. He is the one who put the note on top of the pillar and placed the other notes around, hiding his own mother's magnifying glass as the reward. History, Pillar of Knives. Some cruel traditions still exist. Actually, I think we read that one already. And the Ghost Hunter. A strange, inhuman howl was terrorizing Silverton by night. People believed it was the ghost of a long-dead mine worker seeking vengeance. The locals were afraid to leave their houses after dark, and some even barricaded their windows and doors. Soon after these malignant events began occurring, placards with the ghost hunter services advertisement appeared on walls all over Silverton. Luigi was the name of the ghost hunter, and I had to talk Sherry's ears off for only a short while before he agreed we should meet the hunter to see him in action. However, when we arrived at Luigi's public meeting place, instead of ghost busting, we witnessed only wrecked property and traces of a brawl. I deduced instantly that Luigi had been attacked by the Silverton ghost itself. Sherlock, as always, came up with his own undeniable, as usual, arguments that the brawl was caused by an irritable local who believed that Luigi was a fraud. We followed the traces of chaos and the strong reek of alcohol until we ended up at the Ghostbusters' dirty old shack. Luigi was sleeping amongst a pile of empty bottles and ad placards. The only object that resembled a ghost hunting weapon was a handcrafted pipe capable of producing nothing but a horrifying, inhuman howl. Perhaps Luigi was indeed a fraud, but that alone is no proof that there is not something inexplicable haunting the poor residents of Silverton. We've got one Cordona story left, and oh my God, is it a doozy! Oh, Treasure Island Stage 1. As part of the governor's commitment to increasing tourism in Cordona, the City Hall is excited to announce a treasure hunt event. The challenge consists of 3 stages, each... Oh, dear God. No! Oh, boy, a treasure hunt. Delightful. Each consisting of 8 photographic clues to the location of hidden treasure boxes. Once the participant has collected all 8, he or she must return and collect the clues for the next set of treasures. Robin on Facebook says, sending hugs. Been so sick lately. Hope everyone else is well. Sorry to hear that, Robin. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you feel better soon. Okay, here's the first one. Lion Monuments. A clue for the treasure hunt challenge. I'm just not going to do this. I'm not going to run all over Cordona looking for these monuments. I don't want to do this. I'm not doing it. Well, that leaves A Mother's Love. Do we have enough time to finish it? Have we completed all of the side stories and quests? Let's see. Now... I got a message on Twitter that there are a number of other quests that I haven't done yet, but I have to go to specific places in order to trigger them. Let's see. I'm going to go through them one by one. The scapegoat. Did I complete the scapegoat? I did. Did I complete Plan B? I did. Did I complete Street Magic? I did not. Street Magic starts at the junction of Harbor Road and Ferry Street in Scaladio. Harbor Road and Ferry Street. There's Harbor Avenue. But I don't see a ferry. There's Ferry Street. Ferry Street and Harbor Avenue. Okay. Jared on Facebook says, just want to say you should play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Thank you for that, Jared. A popular sentiment.
I thought he'd killed him.
Street magic. Well, well.
Let's hope no one's been hit by this smooth mineral.
Was that a Michael Jackson? Oh, God.
A deck of tarot cards, very popular among street performers.
He was hit by a smooth mineral.
The name of the original performer has been replaced with Dilwyn. Someone has over-egged the pudding with these spangles.
New case, street magic.
I thought he'd kill the boy. I've never seen Giorgio so angry. I hope the kid's safe.
What happened to the boy? Old acquaintances? No. Urchins? No. Fortune teller kid? Yes. Street pickpockets? No. Good reasons? No. Assaulted and... Right.
I thought he'd kill the boy.
A fortune teller kid was assaulted and chased by a furious customer. The man attacked him because the boy called him a liar.
You know what? Put on the magic cap. I have a feeling it'll help.
It's not actually magic, John.
Well, not to you perhaps, but to a boy, any magician's hat is special.
And John wants me to put on a hat, huh? John suggested I wear a magician's hat while searching for Dilwyn. Perhaps now is not the time to act so foolishly. Well, might as well. The fortune teller's stall has been destroyed. The name of the victim is Dilwyn. He uses spangles as part of his getup. Dilwyn couldn't have gone far. Let's hope he's safe. No cigar. You've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth mineral.
Should have known better than to jostle a police officer.
Is this a conversation I can overhear? Guess not.
It's all right, boy. You can come out. Your pursuer has been intercepted by Cordona's finest.
I didn't do... Hey, that's my hat you're wearing.
I know it is. I followed you from your magic stand. Are you okay?
I'm fine. You should keep the hat. It makes you look like the amazing Alonzo. He's the best magician around. It never suited me anyway.
Is that so? Let me take a look at you.
Achievement unlocked, Hocus Pocus. Mild bruises, recently beaten. Baggy old clothes, several sizes too big. Amber beads, a rather expensive trinket. Black smudges, paint or writing ink. Freddie Simmons says, "Are you okay, Annie? Little orphan Annie?" Dilwyn comes from a rich family, but wears ragged clothes as a distraction and his bruises as a badge of honor. His keen mind craves a challenge that his school teachers cannot provide. Fortune-telling antics are his only way to stave off boredom, or he's a street urchin. Dilwyn is a little street urchin bruised from a life of hardship. He's wearing hand-me-downs and carrying expensive beads that he has undoubtedly stolen. However, he has a keen mind and puts it to use as a fortune teller. That, I think, seems more likely.
You're skinny, underfed, and bruised from a life of hardship, but you stand straight and proud. You do what you must to survive. Fortunately, you were blessed with a keen mind and have put it to use exchanging insight for income. Commendable for someone so young.
Nah, you got it all wrong, mister.
Whoops!
That's okay. Nobody can see like I do.
Clearly. So, tell me, why did you call that man a liar?
Because he is. He told me he's a lord. But no lord has calluses on his hands and sour cabbage stuck in his moustache. He came after me. He caught me with a fist. Nasty bugger.
What did you expect? You embarrassed him in front of his peers and he couldn't admit it. Of course he would lash out. You must be careful how you deploy the truth, Dilwyn. It's a potent weapon, as easily turned against the speaker as it is brandished by him.
Yeah, well, the truth is what people pay me for. I simply notice things others don't. But I think you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I can do it too. It's called deductive reasoning. I happen to be somewhat of an expert in it.
I never knew there was anyone else like me.
Your abilities come with consequences, Dilwyn. To adults, you're a nuisance. To other kids, a freak. You must learn how to blend in. Bite your tongue.
But I don't want to blend in.
Then they will lock you up. The truth hurts, and the bigger the truth, the further men will go to silence it. Be careful how and when you deploy it.
All right. I mean, it was just an amusement.
Yes, nothing like a swift uppercut to really pass the time. Perhaps when faced with the monotony of this world, you will find a place in your mind to explore instead. There is little to gain in idle provocation.
Why
don't you go to the police and show them your skills? You could become a real detective one day.
They won't take me seriously. Grown-ups never do.
I'm sure you'll be able to impress them, Dilwyn. Just work your magic.
All right. Maybe I'll do that. Catching criminals could be fun.
Before you go, impress me. What do you see?
You're overconfident, as a way to mask your insecurities.
Oh!
You're more vain than you care to admit. And you notice when people notice you. You act like you don't need anyone, because it's easier to pretend you like being alone than to ask for help. You desperately hope to find somewhere you belong, but you never will. Nowhere, no one will ever be enough. And the truth is, you're terrified. You're too smart and too empty inside. You know how dangerous that is, and you know exactly what you're capable of.
Valiant attempt, but alas, you've missed the mark.
Oh, sure.
Oh, really? Well, what does John think?
What?
Sherlock, did he just... How?
I don't know.
What? How did he see my invisible friend? Come on now, that's a bit much. Deductive reasoning is one thing, but being able to divine that he's got an invisible friend? That's a bit much. Also, I didn't like the whole observe thing there. I mean, there was only one part of his body that would give us the idea that he came from a rich family, which ultimately was the conclusion, and that was the rich beads that he wore. Everything else screamed of street urchin. He was dirty, he had bruises, he was wearing clothes that didn't fit him. Street magic. Okay. Well, let's see. Flashes of merriment. Did we complete Flashes of Merriment? No. Legacy Theatre, Queen Street, between Laurel Lane and Professor's Road, Scaladio. Oh, God. Okay. Between Laurel Lane and Professor's Road. Queen Street. There's Professor's Road, and there's Laurel Lane. That's got to be the theater. But is the entrance on this side or the other? How far away are we?
All the newspapers are sold out.
There it is, Legacy Theatre.
Look, the cutest thing you'll see all day. Hamlet staged by children.
New case, Flashes of Merriment. Let's go ahead and tag it. John noticed a poster on the wall of the Legacy Theatre, located between Bonaparte Street and Juanella Street in Scaladio.
Look, the cutest thing you'll see all day. Hamlet staged by children.
Oh, so it has taken root.
What's taken root? As I recall, when we were growing up, this theatre didn't welcome kids.
You've forgotten, John. Come to the back entrance and I'll refresh your memory.
The Watcher, with a sticker tip, thank you, The Watcher. The back entrance to refresh my memory.
Yeah, I still see nothing.
You need to focus, my dear friend. Watch me. Here was our glorious stage. Ring any bells?
Ah, we don't need to dwell on the past, Sherry.
And Hamlet's mother, Gertrude, taking poison. What was the name of that girl? Oh, Georgina, of course. She was our neighbour.
Oh, I remember her. She liked you.
And there you were, best supporting actor. My silent scene partner, my Yorick. Your presence inspired me. and brought me to tears.
Yeah, it hurt to know that's all I could be. Inspiration. I couldn't even play the king's ghost. How's that for irony? To be or not to be? Indeed.
I know why you wanted to forget. The show forced you to confront your limits, except no one else would ever see you but me. Why do you think I cried? In the end, the audience was thrilled. You can still hear their roars after the final act.
You were so pleased with yourself when the theatre director came down to admire your work.
He applauded. A huge gesture from a man for whom children on stage was an anathema.
One small step for a man, one giant leap for students of the dramatic arts.
Childhood is a time of naivety. I cannot now imagine seeking a career as an actor, drinking wine all day and gaily treading the boards at night.
Yet you often pretend to be someone else in your search for the truth. You can't act like this side of you disappeared completely.
Quite. This, above all, to thine own self be true.
Achievement unlocked, Lore Almighty. Flashes of Merriment case complete. Okay. We got some money from that one. Next one is For the Birds, but I believe I might have done that one already. For the Birds. Then A Mad Rogue. Or A Mad Roge. We completed that one. Saints and Sinners. Did we complete Saints and Sinners? Doesn't look like we did. How much time do we got? A few minutes left. Random location. Oh. It's a random location? Oh, crap. I hate those. We'll worry about that later. So next is Beyond a Joke. And I don't see it. North of the junction of Silent Way and Bakersville Street in Grand Surrey. Silent Way and Bakersville Street. Silent Way. Okay, north of the junction. So right there, at the Church of St. Nicholas. Beyond a Joke. Okay, well that's definitely far north. Maybe too far north? Okay, well that's the junction of Silent Way and Bakersville Street. Well, maybe it's one that I've already done. Did I already do Beyond a Joke? No. Maybe it's random like the other one. Right, well, I can't find this one. I'll have to look it up before my next broadcast to see if I can actually find it. The instructions I have are not helpful. Unless... Nope. Okay. A rigged inform. Okay, in for a penny. Look at the desk in the study at Stonewood Manor. I believe these are DLCs. Also, the rigged informant, a rat on a boat, and gone girl. Look in the postbox at Stonewood Manor. Nothing there. I guess I don't get to do those until I complete the primary plot. Alright, so let's try in for a penny. Look at the desk in the study at Stonewood Manor. Hey, there's the bees!
I should write a book about the behavior of bees someday.
Hey. Dilwyn.
I hope this child will find his place in the world. He has great potential. It reminds me of my mother.
There's the magnifying glass. Look at the desk in the study at Stonewood Manor. Is this not the study? It may be that he's talking about DLCs that I can't start until I complete the primary plot.
I hope Wooden Joe won't object to a new friend.
Oh, so that's why I needed to activate it. I got to take it home with me.
Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind. I will need a proper outfit to match this.
Well, it's neat that many of the things we've collected during our side quests are now appearing in our little house. I think that's it. This one keeps popping up, but we can't seem to do anything with it.
It's a pity how many amazing things are missing from this room.
And that's the point of no return. Alright, Cypress says that Beyond a Joke is a DLC. Looks like the Rigged Informant, Rat on a Boat, and Gone Girl are part of a DLC because they're not in the mailbox outside. In for a Penny is not popping on the desk, which means that aside from the treasure, I've done them all. So when we start next week, we're going to have to start the primary plot. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. We've got a few minutes left, but not enough time to really get into anything new. And so I'll save all of the new stuff for next week. Next Friday, we'll continue with Sherlock Holmes. Same Ox time, same Ox channel, and see how far we can get. For the weekend, I hope to have a lore video done. If not by tomorrow, then by Sunday. And that'll be it for the week. I hope you enjoyed everything that I've put together this week, and I hope you'll join me next week for more Mass Effect 3 on Monday, more Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Wednesday. We have a number of DLCs to get through in Odyssey. More In Sound Mind for Scotch and Smoke Rings on Thursday, and we'll pick up with Sherlock Holmes on Friday. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Thanks again for coming, and I'll see you all again real soon with more lore videos and more live streams. Bye-bye now.